Welcome to Stream, a trucktractortrailer.com production. My name is Zach Miller. I'm your host, and I'm so excited about this episode here today. Honored to have Leonard Lewis with us. Leonard is a salesman for Select Trucks of Tampa, and Select Trucks is one of our premium dealer partnerships here at trucktractortrailer.com. Leonard, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, thank you so much for this opportunity. I appreciate it.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. I love it. And of course, I can't help but notice there's a nice little logo in your corner, the 25th anniversary. So this is the 25th anniversary of Select Trucks?
That is correct. Yep. This is a big year for us. And actually, I'm lucky enough to work in the very first Select Trucks out of Tampa.
That's amazing. I had no, and Select, it's not franchised, right? It's corporate owned.
Correct. We are a corporate owned, wholly owned store. We are not a franchise. Yep.
I love it. That's amazing. So, you know, Daimler Trucks, Select Trucks, some of the premier inventory we see out on the roads, you know, the Freightliner Cascadia is one of the workhorse trucks we have over the road. But I'm a little curious, you know, from your perspective, what you're starting to see in the market right now as we sort of head towards the summer 2022.
The market it's changing dramatically over even the last 10 days. You know, in the freight world, everybody needs to kind of work together with the shippers and the shippees, so-called. And when one starts to slow down or something changes, it affects everybody at the same time. So the prices are changing. The new drivers is changing, and it's happening very quickly. And it just, hopefully soon, everything will mellow back out the way it needs to be, so everybody can be kind of on the same page.
I totally agree with that. And I think one of the cool things about Select is that where you guys sit, you guys are very much forward thinking. You guys are very much of the, hey, we're open, we're honest, but we see how things are going. And that's, I think, you know, that's certainly why you embraced trucktractortrailer.com and some of these more digital solutions. But I also think that's where you can have these conversations with drivers and customers, and just saying, hey, you know, listen, what you may have been used to a couple of months ago is different now, and here's why. And you know, you could throw up your hands and be angry about it, or we could have an open and honest conversation and try to build something together.
You're exactly right. And that's one of the great reasons that I like working with Truck, Tractor, and Trailer as a team with Alan and Heather. I mean, so how this all came about is our center manager, Alan, called in and said, you know, basically, I have this fleet, we need this and this. And he goes, hold on a minute, let me get you to my fleet guy, and you guys can just work it out together. Just keep me in the loop. And it's been a relationship ever since. I mean, it's great. If I have a question and I need something, pop an email, make a phone call or a text, and vice versa, and it comes back. And we've moved some trucks this way. It's like the best relationship ever. I mean, it's hard to explain. I mean, we talk 2 or 3 times a day. We're moving trucks. We have questions. We answered each other's questions to help each other out. And I think in this time with the change in a teamwork situation is a really big deal.
I completely agree. And I think that, you know, to your earlier point, I think that's one of the things, one of the issues that we're seeing in trucking is there's still this sort of siloed part, like the industry is still so very siloed, and there's still that aversion to that sort of teamwork and that sort of going out on a limb and saying, all right, instead of having this antagonistic relationship, why don't we try to build a partnership? And that's not to say everybody you talk to is going to be a partner, but you know, right, why not try to build a partnership? And that's exactly it. I mean, it's what are we trying to do here at the end of the day? From our perspective, we're trying to move equipment But what is the industry trying to do? We're trying to move products. I mean, this is the engine of the economy. And we can no longer be thinking of it as this sort of siloed industry.
Yeah, and it's gonna, I think it'll, down the road, it'll pan back out and get back to what is so-called normal. But until then, we just need to help out each other and take care of the fleets and the drivers and, everything. A lot of times, talking back and forth, our warranty, and I can
Mm,
talk about it because it's one of the best used truck warranty out there, and it's good at any Freightliner dealer in the United States, and it gives them a peace of mind, the drivers and also the big fleets.
mhm.
And then we work good at, Alan will call me and say, hey, I got this fleet, what do you have going on? I said, well, hey, we can work it out where it gets warranty 1 year, 2 years. I'm going to DOT the trucks. I'm going to detail the trucks. And that's called our front line ready. And that's Select Trucks. That's a really big deal to our clients. And also for me in the sales point on the other, because once a truck leaves a lot with me, it doesn't end there. I mean, I get the phone calls on the weekends, nights, or whatever, because just like it's my living, when that truck's moving, that's their living. And it's a really big deal with the relationship. And, Select Trucks Tampa, I mean, that's what we're all about.
It's funny. I think that is one of the reasons why the Cascadia is such a popular truck. We know what the vehicle does, but in
Right,
terms of what really stands out in the marketplace, I think it is that customer service. I mean, I
right,
think it is the fact that, like you said, it's corporate owned. I think that Daimler puts in the effort to build out that customer service, to build out that relationship. I mean, like you say, the fact that the warranty is good anywhere across the country. The finance, I mean, you could talk about the financing, because I'll just say the example. We had a buyer purchase trucks, and they weren't really able to get financing through some of our finance partners,
right.
and Daimler just said, we'll do it, we'll handle it. I mean, that's you can't beat service like that.
Yeah, that's really one of the biggest um, situations that we have that we can recognize and put out there and let people know. When you have the truck and you have the motor and you have the transmission and you have the rear axles and you have the financing, it's ours.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's all us. We're not going anywhere else for that stuff. That's our stuff. And when you can put all that together, it's a peace of mind for the fleets and the drivers.
And I think I mean, and that's what I like to hear always, and that's certainly something we like to do at trucktractortrailer.com as well. Make it one-stop shop, ease of mind. I think, which is why this has worked out so well. And I think that it's always been important. It's never
Right.
been more important than now to provide that peace of mind for the customer, to make them know that it's not just you, Leonard, who stands by what you're saying. There is an
Right.
entire corporate force behind you. I mean, that is just the power you can't buy right there.
Yeah, I mean, I did time in the military and everything else, and um, you know, it's really an honor to have the pristine of way Select Trucks Tampa work together to do that, and they really do care. I mean, really, I can honestly say that, and I'll say it from now till they bury me 6 feet under, that they actually really care, and that means a lot to me, and it makes my life a little bit um, so-called more respectable, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I know what they're going to get, and they know what they're going to get, and everybody works good, and it's a team. It really is. I mean, it's all about a team and a service. And if you have and do your best to have the best service all the way around, it makes a big difference out there in the trucking world.